8 years ago, Sunderland was scrapping with Burton Albion in League One. Today they're plotting Premier League chess moves against Manchester United and fanning the Tyne-Wear blaze. The climb from the third tier to Wembley proved the Stadium of Light still quakes, but passion alone won't bank survival. What will? A surgical recruitment engine, a wage bill that never outruns revenue, and a staff bold enough to throw teenagers into the fire. Owner Kirill Louis-Dreyfus sets the beat. Big spend, spend smart. A record £30 million for Habib Diarra set the tone. Then former Arsenal heartbeat Granit Xhaka arrived for £17.5 million to marshal midfield. Simon Adingra and Shemsdin Talbi add rocket fuel out wide. Noah Sadiki and free agent Ronaldo fortify the spine. Up front, Chelsea starlet Mark Guew underwent his medical on Wednesday after 6 UEFA Conference League goals for the Blues, while £11.5 million Dutch protégé Robin Roofs is booked in to become number one after preventing 10.1 goals above XG at NEC Nijmegen. 8 signings, £140 million spent, and the wage ceiling still intact. Survive year one and the maths snowballs. Broadcast uplift, global sponsors, a new training ground phase already on the architect's desk. Crash and parachute money cushions the fall, while high-energy assets command resale fees. That's calculated risk, not recklessness. New PDP guru Matt Craddock must weld culture to pipeline so the next Chris Rigg is ready when injuries bite. For fans, the question has shifted from will we ever come back to can we stay, grow and take 6 off the Magpies? Your roar from the East Stand, the Fulwell Road or a 3 a.m. Jakarta stream nudges that verdict. Circle 16 August versus West Ham and the Derby double. Scarf up and decide whether Sunderland's £140 million gamble becomes the blueprint others copy or a tightrope only the Black Cats dare to walk. Sunderland's road to the 2025-26 Premier League began long before Wembley. 8 seasons after tumbling from top flight, even spending 2 in League One, Kirill Louis-Dreyfus's reset club fielded the Championship's youngest regular 11, 23 years, 316 days on average, yet lived in the automatic promotion places for 266 of 294 match days and topped the table for 100. They ultimately finished 4th on 76 points, 14 behind Sheffield United. But Leges Lebris's debut campaign forged a relentless possession-heavy identity. That belief was stretched in a breath-stealing playoff semi-final. A 2-1 first-leg win at Coventry seemed wasted when Ephron Mason-Clark equalised in the 122nd minute, only for centre-back Dan Ballard to thunder Enzo Lefebvre's corner home in the 123rd. 1-1 on the night, 3-2 overall. Bedlam for 46,000 Wearsiders. Wembley, 24th of May 2025, attendance 82,718. Sheffield United struck on 25 minutes through Tyrese Campbell and guarded their league. No second-tier team had overturned a half-time deficit in a playoff final since 1996. On 76, substitute Patrick Roberts threaded Eliza Mayenda to level, and in the 95th minute, 19-year-old academy winger Tom Watson, omitted from the matchday programme, bent a winner past Michael Cooper. 2-1. Premier League bound, a £200 million windfall secured. Watson's final kick before a £10 million sale to Brighton completed phase 1 of Louis-Dreyfus's blueprint, reached the big league with a squad that can mature together. Phase 2 began instantly. Within 6 weeks, sporting director Christian Speakman had landed Granit Xhaka to lead the midfield, prized Dutch prodigy Robin Roofs to guard the net, borrowed Chelsea starlet Mark Guew to spearhead the press, and added Simon Adingra, Shemsdin Talbi, Noah Sadiki and free agent Ronaldo. Promotion earned, sustainability now pursued with calculated audacity. Sunderland's first Premier League window under Régis Lebris is anchored in upside, yet no longer short on know-how. 8 arrivals are confirmed and the running total sits around £140 million. Still within profit and sustainability rails thanks to long contracts and the £37.8 million banked from Joe Bellingham and Tom Watson. Club record buy Habib Diarra, £30 million, headlines midfield, while former Arsenal captain Granit Xhaka, £17.5 million, finally posed with the scarf after Bayer Leverkusen relented. Enzo Lefi's loan became a £19.3 million permanent, and ex-Brighton flyer Simon Adingra, £21 million, replaces Watson's directness out wide. In defence, veteran Noah Siddiqui, £15 million, can shuttle between centre-back and wing-back, and Atletico veteran Reinildo Mandava arrived on a free to steady the dressing room. Up front, Chelsea starlet Mark Guiu completed his medical on Wednesday and joins on a season-long loan after 6 Conference League goals for the Blues. Behind him, Dutch protégé Robin Roofs will cost an initial £9 million, rising to £11.5 million, and is penciled in as the new number 1 after preventing 10.1 goals above XG at NEC Nijmegen. Owner Kirill Louis-Dreyfus says another £50 million is available if values align, yet the wage ceiling unchanged at £100 million remains sacrosanct. Sporting director Christian Speakman is now prioritising a right-sided centre-back and a developmental backup keeper, while fast-tracking improved terms for wonderkid Chris Rigg to fend off predators. 8 signings down, squad age still under 25, and Sunderland look determined to dodge the boom and bust traps that sink promoted clubs. Wembley didn't just win Sunderland promotion, it detonated a revenue geyser north of £200 million. In Premier League broadcast uplift, merit bonuses and commercial add-ons. Owner Kirill Louis-Dreyfus has responded with a £200 million revenue stretch target for 2025-26 and set aside roughly £100 million net for Regis Lebris's first top-flight window. Football finance analyst Adam Williams notes the club booked £17 million losses in 2023-24 and is tracking a £10 million deficit for 2024-25. So Sunderland begins the season about £15 million down on the rolling 3-year profit and sustainability ledger. They can still absorb circa £46 million of additional losses before breaching the £61 million threshold. Crucially, transfer fees are amortised, so this summer's £140 million splurge lands as only circa £28 million on next year's books. 8 arrivals headline the outlay: record buy Habib Diarra, permanent deal Enzo Lefi, ex-Brighton winger Simon Adingra, utility defender Noah Siddiqui, free agent stalwart Reinildo, Dutch goalkeeping protégé Robin Roofs, Chelsea starlet Mark Guiu on loan, and, after Bayer Leverkusen finally relented, former Arsenal captain Granit Xhaka for £17.5 million. Sales led by Joe Bellingham, £27.8 million, and Tom Watson, £10 million, offset spending by £37.8 million. Leaving a current net spend just over the ring-fenced £100 million, but comfortably within PSR limits given 5-year contracts and a wage bill still below 50% of projected revenue. Recruitment isn't finished. Sporting director Christian Speakman continues to hunt a right-sided centre-back. Torino's Wilfried Singo remains live and a developmental backup keeper, while fast-tracking improved terms for 17-year-old Chris Rigg. Bookmakers, mindful of grim precedent, quote Sunderland 4-11 to drop straight back down, an implied 27% survival chance. History agrees, 47% of promoted teams have fallen at the first attempt, and the last 6 newcomers all did. Yet Sunderland's spend already clears the £60 million survival floor. Their wage headroom leaves for January reinforcements, and Lebris's high-octane style is backed by 45,000 voices at the Stadium of Light. The club's back-of-the-envelope forecast is unchanged. Survive year 1 and every penny just spent pays itself back. 8 years ago, Sunderland were booking minibuses to Burton. Today, they're mapping Premier League chess moves against Manchester United and stoking the Tyne Wear blaze anew. The sprint from League One to Wembley proved the Stadium of Light still quakes. Yet passion alone won't keep a seat at England's top table. Survival hinges on the razor-edged model Kirill Louis-Dreyfus has bankrolled. Record £30 million on Habib Diarra, £17.5 million on Granit Xhaka's leadership, £11.5 million on shot stopper Robin Roofs, plus lone flyer Mark Guiu. all inside a wage ceiling that refuses to bend. Big spend, spend smart, leave headroom. That's the algorithm. Make year one stick and revenue balloons, broadcast cash, sponsors, a training ground update already sketched in Wearside plans. Miss and parachute money plus 23 and under talent cushions the tumble. Calculated risk, never recklessness. For supporters, the question is no longer will we ever get back, but can we stay, grow and take 6 points off the Magpies? The football club is like a tradition where most of the city support their sport team. This makes the derby versus Newcastle so great to have it back in the Premier League again. Roar in the East Stand, the Fulwell Road buzz, your 3 a.m. steam in Jakarta tips that verdict. Circle 16 August versus West Ham. Mark the derby dates, tighten the red and white scarf and judge whether Sunderland's £140 million gamble becomes the template others copy, or the tightrope only black cats dare to walk.
Moment now.